With this video, we will be doing Maul crashes out after Mob Ties reference track leak. And if you want to help this channel and the content that we making, please help support our merchandise. The link is in the description. If you didn't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. Try and get the channel to grow. And the only way we're going to do this if you like, share, and comment on the content. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's go. Chi, get the yayo.
Get the yayo.
Maul defends Drake
Maul
against the new ghostwriting allegations.
Drake definitely writes his even with this new reference track that leaked. But the verse, the actual lyrics in the verse is Drake. If you listen to the album, I don't hear Vori referencing any of Drake's verse.
He clearly came up with cadences.
He came up with a cadence. He came up with a scheme. It definitely was the same beat. It just was words switched around more to a lingo that he preferred. But it was basically the same song. He just switched up words here and there. I give him that credit. He did switch up some words, but the whole format is boring.
Yeah, and it was obvious.
It definitely was obvious.
Came up with certain stuff, but
But
I kind of don't care.
That's right. On a recent episode of the Rory and Maul podcast, Maul decided to defend Drake yet again. And say that some of those reference tracks leaking are not a big deal. And in particular, he was talking about the Vori one, the Mob Ties one, and Ratchet Happy Birthday.
The reason why it was a big deal for me, the Ratchet Happy Birthday one wasn't a big deal for me because I never even heard that song before, so I didn't care about that. But this song right here, I bumped to millions of times in my car.
Right.
Feel what I'm saying? Because if you got a system, you play that Mob Tie, it knocks and it knocks hard. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was a tough time to timing around it, which is just crazy. But he did switch up a little bit, but it's still,
it just hit different now.
It completely different because it was a song that I liked it so much from Drake. It's like one of my favorite songs from Drake. Probably one of my most played songs from Drake. And to find out that she wasn't behind that pen, it does something.
Talking about the Vori one, the Mob Ties one, and Ratchet Happy Birthday. He also said that in the instance of Quentin Miller, that a large part of the album was already done. So what do we do with this? I mean, a lot of people feel like Maul has been defending Drake very hard. He's even garnered criticisms from Royce da 5'9", who feels like, you know, he was acting out of character. And even
like some of the stuff I've been covering from Maul, he give me like academics vibes. Like he just goes extra hard to be like academics instead of being his own person. It's like you're trying to travel the same road academics travel to have his success, but it's not working for you. You have to pick your own road. You can't try to follow behind with something. Then even some of the stuff, the small stuff I heard academics say, I heard him say something similar, but he said it in a different light. Like you could tell he watched academics and he watched Drake.
Yeah, because I mean, their level of dedicated passion towards how they feel about Drake is unmatched.
Yeah, it's definitely unmatched, but it's like people like that in every fan base. We just know who they are, so it sticks out.
But because
more.
they stick out, it sticks out.
Yeah,
but
it
definitely sticks out more because it's like from the perspective they're coming from, you want to have an unbiased opinion.
Yeah,
it's definitely biased.
Definitely.
who feels like, you know, he was acting out of character. And even huge sections of the Rory and Maul fan base are tired of his Drake OVO grandstanding. And I'm starting to wonder if this will lead to any type of backlash, because
the backlash has already started. Even made it leaked over to my channel and in my comment section where people are saying, I used to watch this show, but they talk about Drake too much for me. I had to stop tuning in.
They had to pull it back.
So it's even coming over here where people making these same comments.
I'm starting to wonder if this will lead to any type of backlash, because yes, a lot of people are out there hating Drake, but I don't get the sense that people are not listening to podcasters because they support Drake, right? Because academics supports Drake. I don't think anyone is like, I'm not listening to academics no more because he supports Drake. In the instance of Maul, I think this whole situation has largely left the podcast in a better place. I think people...
To me, Maul was really never that like to begin with. Even on the Joe Budden show, he wasn't a fan favorite.
Right.
Even on his show, he's not a fan favorite. You know what I'm saying? So he's never been a fan favorite. He's always been. I know him through Joe Budden. So without Joe Budden, I wouldn't have a clue who this guy is. And I think he's still riding off of that Joe Budden wave, that Joe Budden crowd more than his own talent bringing people in.
Yeah, and plus I think what's really coming down to is the difference in being a fan and the difference of being delusional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm a big Jets fan.
Yeah.
And I've seen great times, but them years that was bad,
Yeah,
like, it wasn't like you didn't know they was bad.
It's like
those
your
years.
team
It's
sucked.
like, my team sucks right now.
It was like in basketball, like the Lakers. I knew the Lakers wasn't going to the finals this
Right.
year.
But when you had them moments, you ride with them. But this was not one of the moments.
There was some people that until the Lakers got knocked out of playoffs that swore they was going to the finals because they're just that much delusional
You
as a
still
fan.
rock for your team in any situation, but you know those good moments and you know the moments where it's going to be a long year.
It's going to be a long year. We ain't got the talent this year.
Yeah.
Tuning in just to hate Maul for liking Drake. And I think it's led to a huge bag for the Rory and Maul podcast. I feel like their profile has increased. So another thing Rory said that was interesting this episode was that, you know, a lot of people are criticizing them for talking about it, but they're getting enjoyments of talking about them talking about it.
Right.
This whole Drake Kendrick Lamar thing is just...
Got a point there.
Yeah.
Got a point.
Yeah, it's real.
Talking about them talking about it. This whole Drake Kendrick Lamar thing is just... It's very crazy. The tides have turned, and any type of support of Drake is seen as glazing. Like, you see the comments.
Glazing.
Like, it's almost like there's some type of new initiative across all comment sections to just bash any type of pro-Drake stance. But we'll have to see what this means. Like I said before, there's people on the...
That's a fact. I've never seen it like this before. If you say something good about Drake, it's rah.
Off with your head. I've never seen it. I've never witnessed this in his career where it's just like...
You dare not speak a good word about that man.
Yeah, it's
it become that.
Yeah, it's just flipped.
Facts.
Stance. But we'll have to see what this means. Like I said before, there's people on the Rory and Maul subreddit saying that Maul is ruining the podcast. He can't make it. He's not making it listenable. I can't watch it no more. It's tough. But they're engaging. So their actions would lead you to believe that what they're doing is actually right. Because there was a time...
I heard a lot of that, and I don't think it's a good strategy. You know what I'm saying? Right. To get your fan base to hate you, to get your fan base to leave behind your actions. Like, you want to bring people in, or at least keep what you have.
Right. But when you talk about engaging, it's like a difference in people just watching. It's a difference in people having something to say and interacting. Yeah. You know, but I feel the same way. You don't cut off your nose to spite your face.
No, we don't do that.
When the conversation about Rory and Maul was that they were boring, they sucked, they didn't talk about nothing, they avoided topics. But now the conversation is basically shifted into talking about what they speak of. So I think this is largely a win for Rory and Maul, but I guess Maul will have to define what stage will Drake go too far if there's more ghostwriting allegations. Let's be honest, Drake and Maul are friends. So it doesn't look like Maul is Maul is rushing to crash out on Drake.
I didn't know that. It's another perspective. It's his boy. It's his man's.
Yeah, they're not just there.
It's not somebody you don't know. You know what I'm saying? I never met this guy ever before. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody you chill with, been around, hung out with, clubbed out with. I can see why you take that perspective.
And I think that's why the conversation is a little more interesting. Because, you know, when you know somebody, you're going to talk a little different than when we still going to kind of be standoffish a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, like Drake hold grudges, and he hear every little thing that's said about him. So he already know if he said something bad about Drake, you could never ever come back around and
you just cut that whole doorway off.
It's done. There's still a chance he might come to your show.
Right. Hoping and dreaming.
Feel me?
It doesn't look like Maul is rushing to crash out on Drake, and he also listens to Drake way more than Kendrick. I think Rory does too. This podcast, for the most part, is a Drake fan podcast. So I think people expecting them to just say Drake sucks, Drake is garbage, it's going to be tough for them because they listen to Drake all the time.
Right.
Well, that's my video for now. Let me know what you think about...
Let's get it.
R. Wilson here with Ghetto Action News Network _, all lower cases.
No spaces.
You'll find us on Instagram and Facebook, and when you do, leave some comments, share something, and come back. We're going to get right into this. Rory and Maul, relationship affected. You know what I'm saying? They definitely have different opinions. The way they express them, it comes off differently.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think it's cool to see the way Rory keeps an open mind.
Yeah.
Especially in regards to this situation with Drake. I think Maul has put himself in one of the positions where he seems compromised because you could tell he's a fan.
Yeah.
You know, but he's down for his guy. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting to see how quickly people take opinions just by you voicing opinions. What do you think about this?
I think kind of like what you said. Sometimes it seems like Maul's compromised. You definitely compromise this shit, man. You don't want to say anything bad about somebody that you're going to see in the future and now that's look like that's what's going on in this situation with Maul. This thing is just a crazy situation. Like how you heard the song with Vori and you heard Drake's song and didn't say that was the same exact song. He just changed up a word here or there. But it's the same everything, and that goes to what you were saying about the delusion. Like, people that heard that, and it doesn't match up on what you're saying, and people want to listen to a podcast. People want to listen to people that have some integrity about what they're saying, and what they hearing is matching up with what you're saying. And when it's a disconnect there, it's going to be a disconnect with you at that point. It's just crazy. Situation I'm definitely going to keep checking out. Can't wait to see what else come out of the situation. But until then, it's your boy Trey TV, and I'm out.